following the performance of Nigeria at the last Olympics, even though we made some far-reaching impressions above our last performance in London, it is not enough to go with our status as a nation. Therefore, there is the need for us not to go back to the normal drawing board that will still produce the same results. We are indeed in a state of emergency in the sports industry because of lack of functionability of so many components of the industry.
You do not produce an Olympic champion in 4 years. So if you take an Olympic a possible athlete and train him every day for 4 years, he's not likely to be an Olympic champion. It is a well-managed long-term process from discovery to world champion. Everything in between is a milestone.
We did better than we did in London. In London, we came back empty-handed. But then in Rio, we got a solitary bronze. That is the next step. The next step after nothing is bronze, 1 bronze. So that is what we got there. But the minister is saying, our status as a nation, for goodness sake, how can we say we had this and we should celebrate it? So even if it was better than what we had in London, that it is nothing. There is nothing for us to celebrate, as it may. Henry, you talked about preparation. Let us not look at it as if it is something that is up there, something practical. How were you guys prepared when you went to 1988 Olympic, 1984? How? What is it? How were you prepared? Be specific. Tell us so that we can know.
Well, like I said when I started, I talked about some individuals and corporate bodies. When we were young, there are a lot of corporate bodies and individuals that are in support of sports development, namely Coca-Cola, Milo, Abiola, and the rest of them, and host of them like that. Today, we don't have such things anymore. And when it comes to sports, everybody believes we must be patriotic. But even you don't eat 2 square meals in your house, you should come and represent Nigeria and win gold medal in the Olympic Games. No, there's nobody that works for Glo and they are going on a trip that will not get their ESTA code. But when it comes to sportsmen, they believe you should go there and die, and your family should mourn for you. Thank you very much.
All right, we have Babatunde on the line. Hello, Tunde. Hello, Tunde. Can we hear Tunde in the studio?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
I'm happy to be the first caller of this program today.
Okay.
I just want to make 1 or 2 contributions as in respect of the game that was played yesterday. We thank God that we won yesterday, and we have every cause to celebrate it. You see, the cost of players that we have presently, I think the new coach should assemble them together. We will do well. Let us forget about what has happened in the past and let us move on. You see, the management of the NFF is a suspect. And I think you channels, other media stations should do more. That means don't hide anything that is not good in Nigeria. If something is not good, tell them. If the president is not good, tell him to his face. If they are eating money or spending money on white, please tell them. The players know that money is being allocated to this football federation. What happens to the money most of the time? It's always told. The coach that has been newly employed, the guy is not taken, will run away after a few months now. I think there's a budget for allowances for players, there's a budget for coaching salaries. So why should that be an issue of money every time? Forget about it. Other countries don't have this kind of Liberia, Tanzania. Tanzania is a small country when compared to Nigeria. They don't have issues of salary or allowances. Why is it Nigeria? And this complex problem has been hot and nothing is being done about it. Please, the media should elaborate further and make a lot of input that look how much is being allocated to football this year. So all Nigerians will know. How much are you going to give the players? Let them know so that we can move forward, please. The pain of the problem boils down on money.
Okay.
When money is allocated, Nigerians know, okay, we don't have money, we are not getting anything. We'll forget it and move on. We like the game, but when money is allocated, some people will sit down on it. That is the problem.
All right, thank you, Tunde. We actually do appreciate your contribution, but also when we want to ask other callers if it is possible, we're looking at sports in general, because part of the problems we're also facing is we believe in Nigeria that sports starts and ends with football. Henry is here. Henry was not a footballer. He is not a footballer. And then I brought him here today, or we brought him here today, so that he could give us an insight into how it was being done before and why we are where we are now. Sorry, I still want to stick with Henry for some time. Can you be? I still want you to be a little bit clear in how these things were done.
In the past, there's what we call National Sports Commission, and there's what's called Nigerian Olympic Committee. The Nigerian Olympic Committee are the one that actually take the athletes to major championship. The National Sports Commission have the enablement of private sectors to come on board and support the movement of athletes. Then when the US were in college or university, they used to come to the US and give us money 6-8 months before the games. Money for upkeep as grants. And at the end of the day, most of us that were there were competing not just for Nigeria, but we were competing amongst ourselves to get the best of it, because everybody wants to represent Nigeria. Wow. Because you know that as soon as you do whatever you are doing, there's something there for you, which is the bottom line.
Okay, Shegun. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Hello, Shegun.
No problem, Ken.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Henry, it's nice to see you. Jimmy and my other friend, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Nigerian sports will keep having the same thing. We just have one problem. Let government divest from sports. Majority of the charlatans that we have in administration now, if government should divest, they will give. Let them leave sports in the hands of the private guys. Henry, if I were in Dangote, I will not come into Nigerian sports. There's no transparency, there's no accountability. After today, can any of you tell me who put down the money that we are going to use to pay this Nigerian guy, this coach that we have just hired for Jesus? As long as government puts hands in sports, we will not move forward. Let them divest from sports. Leave it to just set places and let the private guys take over.
I agree with you.
Good afternoon, Shegun. Thank you for your contribution. Okay, he was, talking about what happened. Yes. They gave you guys the 6-8 months before your allowances come over. Grants, you compete among yourselves. Now, sorry, I still want to stick with him, but there is also this notion going on. You are the president of Nigerian Olympians. What are the Olympians doing? It is just a talk shop. The association is a talk shop. Are you angry? Do you have foresight? What is the contribution? What are you doing as Olympians?
Well, we have written a lot of proposals to government. Government, like the earlier caller said, should leave this business of sports in the hand of the practitioners and in the hands of stakeholders and in the hands of prospective sponsors that can come on board, and there will be what is called accountability. Because like he said, I will not have money and just throw it into the bush. I must know what the money is meant for and how the money is being run and for what purpose. Those are the things we need to work. Government should have what is called enabling environment for these private sectors to come on board. That's the only way sports can move to the next level. As we are doing today in Nigeria, it cannot move because we are going to wait till the kingdom comes, until the budget is read, until the budget is out, until they have approval here, they have release there. Sports cannot wait. Sports cannot wait. But the private sector, you can have what is called joint monitoring. The person from that company will be there, and the technocrats will be there. We'll discuss together and have a way forward.
Obum, you've been itching to say something since.
I'd like to say something about, we were talking about within Olympics.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask, if the Olympics came to Nigeria all of a sudden, okay, now government is just sponsoring these sports. I believe that there was a budget for the Olympics, the planning, the preparation, and for the logistics leading to the Olympics.
Yeah, I think 2.9 billion.
2.9 billion.
They said the government released, not just, we're talking about, he's talking about budgeting and whatever. Yeah. The government released 2.9 billion naira, for the Olympics, the All Africa Games, for the preparation. And somewhere along the line, the issue of accountability because there are accusation and counter-accusations between the minister and also the former DG Alassane Yakmout on what happened to the money. You collected 2.9 billion. I spent some amount of money. All has been there. As of now, we do not know who or where the money is.
Wow. Okay.
Let me, because I'm tired of hearing about this government 2.9 billion from the president to the minister to Alassane to whoever.
Yeah.
You see, to win an Olympic medal is not a government thing.
Good.
Government bring that money for the Olympic preparation. There are federation and association that will bring the athletes to get to that level to spend that money. We are not, the transition is the problem. Good. The end result is the 2.9 million when we are going for the games.
Yeah.
Before you get to that level, this man called Bolt, it's not the Jamaican government that they brought him to the Olympic Games. Before there's a transition between his coach and when he comes to the national team. That transition is what we are lacking. That is where the private sector to bridge the athletes to get to that level that they will transfer to the Nigerian Olympic Committee for them to go to major championships.
So let's be specific here. How did Henry transited from primary, secondary school to the college games in America and becoming an Olympian? Can we use your case your case story here? Yeah. How were you discovered? How?
Well, mine is a long story because I come from a very humble background. When I say humble background, I came from a family that are not. So and when I was young, I was lucky by the grace of God that I was living very close to the stadium, and I used to come to the stadium. Then they call it Greater Tomorrow. There was a coach called Rocky that time for national team. It was no Junior Eagles that time. It's called Greater Tomorrow. So we came to the stadium and they selected some of us to be part of the team, from ball boys to become playing before the Super Eagles or Green Eagles. Then we play, and like I said. From there, I met a coach that said, come and do athletics when he saw me running with the ball. And I was hard again. And when I was in secondary school, Customs Nigeria Limited employed me. And they were giving me money for training.
Like Nigerian Customs?
Nigerian Customs. I was still in secondary school. And they gave me money for transport, it's not like salary. It was like called...
Was it football you were doing then?
Athletics. I left as football for athletics because somebody by the name of Coach Toblo saw me when I was running with football, and he said, young man, why don't you try athletics? And when I tried athletics, from there, I got this stipend. To me, it's not a lot of money, but to me, it was a lot of money for transport subsidy and to have little food to eat. And from there, I started running competitions and winning a little bit of laurels and taking it home. From there, I was encouraged. And before I knew it, I got a scholarship to go to University of Lagos. Those are the little things that athletes would get that will encourage you to bring out the best. And there's a guideline that says if you don't do well, your scholarship will be withdrawn. So when I got a scholarship then, I was so happy. From there, I started, and I got a bigger scholarship to go to the US. And one thing led to the other, and we believe that sports is something that we can use for tomorrow. So we're combining both academics and sports. But today, it's not like that.